This conference will now be recorded.
We'll start in a comfortable seat today. I'm going to sit on my knees. You're welcome to sit cross-legged though. Do this just for a little change, and I'll probably have a block under my behind here, just a little lift. So just taking this time, as we always do, just giving yourself time to set your day aside, set all the busyness away. To slow things down, including yourself. So internally, we're just going to slow down as well as externally. So you can start externally just by rolling your shoulders up toward your ears and then down, and just connecting with your breath right away there. And you can maybe just do it a little bit the other way. So any other movement with your head, your neck, and just turning your head side to side or letting it drop one way, opening and closing your fists, whatever feels really tense. And just as you scan your body this morning, just see how you're feeling and note any areas that you can tell have tension, and maybe take your breath there or just take a little more movement. So give yourself time to settle into your breath. In and out through your nose if you can, or out through your mouth if that right at the beginning feels better. Sometimes you just need to release a little bit of tension, and that's the way you can do that, is through a big exhale through your mouth. Just comfortably rest hands in your lap. We can use the movements of our arms to find that centering breath. So go ahead and put your arms down by your side, opening them up, picking them up about shoulder height, bending your elbows in. That's all on your inhale. And then as you exhale, just let everything float down. We'll do a few rounds of this. I'll talk to begin with, but as you go along here, maybe find a little longer exhale. Maybe a little slower rise of your arms with your inhale. So if you notice your teeth are clenched, jaw is tight, just let that go. As well as keeping your shoulders soft and away from your ears. We'll do one last time. Maybe reach up, go ahead and touch your hands, maybe not. Maybe look up and then hands to your heart. You can take a moment to set an intention if you'd like for your practice, just something to bring your attention to if you're distracted today or need to settle back and just steady yourself. I don't know if I've ever said this, but you can always take yourself to child's pose. or just a seated position if you just feel a little overwhelmed. So all those options, rest is just as good as movement if your body needs that. Okay, one more time here, one more big breath. And big exhale. Let's take the arms down. We're going to just take ourselves to child's pose to start with. Take yourself to the back of the mat. You might have a block or two handy if you've got those yoga blocks. Those are always handy in this class. Your child's pose, of course. Hips higher or lower toward your heels if that feels all right. And just rest your head, neck on the floor or on your hands and rock things out a little bit. Rock your head side to side. Kind of rolling it over your hands or the floor. Next inhale, just take a nice reach forward with your arms. Big inhale through your fingertips. Nice exhale down through your spine, through your tailbone, through your toes. Nice big inhale again. And exhale, settle down. Let's just take that lateral stretch. Take one hand to the side or both hands to one side. You can rise up a little bit here and then take it to child's and feel the nice kind of easy stretch on the inner ribs there. Spend as much time as you need there. Come to center. Just warm it up here. So other side, stack those hands. Big inhale, exhale. Lower your hips toward your heels again. Feel that stretch. And then hands along your side, maybe clasp them behind you. And you can come up on your knees, stand on your knees, maybe take a shrug of your shoulders, let your knuckles go toward the floor. Shoulder blades kind of drawing toward each other. Your hips are over your knees. Maybe take a little lift of your throat here. A little bit of a back bend. Go ahead and unclasp your hands. Let's just take a little twirl now of our arms side to side. Come back to center and let's clasp those hands overhead. Maybe just steeple those fingers. Index finger, thumbs toward each other. You can have soft elbows here. And exhale, just try a little stretch again. Maybe just a little bit bigger one. It doesn't have to be anything huge. And give yourself space alongside your head. Don't squeeze your shoulders way up. Turn to center and let's just take a turn one way, turn the other way. Come back to center, fingers to your shoulders, and let's take some rolls forward. Or back actually, and then forward. And then some alternating forward and back. And then back to center. Maybe kiss those elbows, just drawing them together and out. And then let your arms come forward. Let's just let them float back and let them come out. Bend the elbows and let's just give yourself a pat on the back here. Elbows or upper arms kind of close to your ears. And exhale, go ahead and release. I'm going to come to a seat now. Put your feet on the mat. Legs kind of wide here. Hands behind. Let's just touch our knees to one side, kind of windshield wiper your knees. Yourself into a twist. Just kind of follow your body, follow your nose. Come to center. Let's stretch our legs out. Point and flex. Point and flex our feet. And then right here, let's just twirl out things. Twirl out your ankles, your wrists, and your fingers. And just arms can come up. One more time, take it down. Gonna go back to our knees again. And stretch the arms forward from child's pose. Just spend a moment there. And then inhale all fours. Let's take a little more movement of our spine in cat and cow. Let's arch into cat, take it back all the way to child's pose, and then come forward on those forearms. And just take a little more flowing. Chakra Bakasana, flowing cat-cow. And down to child's. Spend a minute, nice big breath, find more length. Inhale, come up to all fours. And let's just float right into spinal balance, taking one arm, one leg, opposites, back to child's. Let's flow up and down. One more side here. And wag the tail, shake it out. We'll take a big circle here. Hips one way, head the other way. Take it the other direction. Exhale, back child's pose. Momentum inhale forward. So a kneeling plank, a little push up if you like. Does not have to be deep. We're going to flow a little bit bigger here. Next time we'll float all the way down. Keep our hands where they are. In fact, maybe move them out a little bit to the sides. A little shrug of your shoulders and a little lift. Some more of the lift and squeezing the shoulder blades toward each other into this small cobra. Exhale. Lower down, then push back to child's pose. We'll take a little flow down here. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. the hands where they are on that baby cobra and then push back. Look our arms just a little bit. Push back. Go ahead and curl your toes once you get back there. That little stretch. Soles of your feet, take your hands back, come up on your toes. You can have a block here if you need, block or two. Take a little squat here. You can stay low, you can come higher. Elbows on your thighs, you can keep it lower if you like, and you can come up on your toes, just a little Tadasana. Or the heels can come down if you've really got that range. And then come up a little higher on those thighs. And then let's just take a little steeple with our arms. Exhale. Coming in to a little more of a squat and then maybe into a chair. Arms reach forward, arms reach back. Go forward, exhale back. And that thighs a little bit. I feel a little burn there. One more time. Float the arms all the way up. Hands down to your heart. Take yourself. Just find yourself in Tadasana, mountain pose. And find your breath here after all. A little flurry of activity there. You can close your eyes, feel your feet. Nice and grounded on the mat. Open your eyes, let's step wide. So, I'm gonna have my feet turned out. Wide for you may not be wide for me, so make it to where when you bend your knees will go over your foot. Let's take a little side to side movement. You can take it lower. You can take the hands to the floor. You can take hands to blocks. Let's pause one time here on one side. And the other. So you feel your weight evenly distributed. Come all the way up to standing. We're going to turn now. Take a turn with our legs wide, and we're going to come into more of a warrior one stance. So the back toes are pointing forward. We've got space between our heels. And I don't have blocks. I'm going to grab blocks. Sure and have those in front of you. So here you can have your arms, legs nice and straight, arms overhead. Exhale, let's take a little bend in the knee, weight goes forward. You can shorten your stance up here even. And from here, maybe straighten those legs. And if you've got those blocks, you've got the floor coming up toward you. You can find length in the spine in this modified pyramid. Bring one of those blocks a little closer to your inner foot. And then take your opposite hand maybe to your hip here. And maybe take a little turn to the side, at least a little turn of your head, your chest. But keeping your hips spiraling backwards in this modified triangle actually. Revolve triangle. One more breath. Take it down. Bend into that knee as you push up. Let's take our arms out to the sides here. Bending again into that knee. Finding our breath. Turn your palms up maybe. And turn them down. Maybe find a little range of motion in your shoulders here. And then hands to your heart. Let's switch our legs. So we're going to just, I'm going to go here, I guess. You can see me better. So we still got that stance. The other leg is forward. We're in that warrior one kind of stance. I've got my blocks there. And arms are overhead, legs are straight, pretty much straight. And then we're going to bend into that front knee. Floor is going to come up to me with these nice blocks. And I'm going to find some length in this front knee, which is my left actually. Maybe a little more length, and I can shorten my stance as well for this pyramid pose with this nice length of the spine again. Nice supported pose. And relax the head and neck. Okay, and I'm going to move this one block to the inner edge of the foot. And I'm actually going to turn away again. But I'm taking this opposite arm, putting on my hip. I'm going to take a turn here. A little bit of turn over my upper body. My gaze goes back for this revolved triangle. And my hips are spiraling back evenly. One more breath here. Come back to the mat here, my blocks. Bend into that knee. I'm going to come up into this warrior one. And we'll just, again, we'll turn those arms out. Maybe we'll make them into cactus arms here. Let's find a little bit of a eagle arms. Exhale as you bring the forearms close in front. Inhale, open. And a little squeeze of the shoulder blades. And exhale. Go ahead and walk your feet together. I think we'll just do a little tree pose this morning. Do a little balancing while we're up here standing. So find a place close to the wall or out in the center of the room, maybe bare floor, maybe not. Take a leg, that's your standing tree trunk. And find your options as far as this other leg. It opens externally. I usually kind of keep it to the inner calf. And make sure the rest of me can stand nice, pretty steady. And then experiment with what you do with those arms. So find steadiness by focusing your gaze on something pretty steady in front of you, maybe a wall or a spot on the floor, a distance away. And keep the breath going. Next exhale, come down with control, sort of shake out that standing leg and switch your sides. So balance is different every day. It can be different on your sides, different sides. You have any kind of issues, so just take care of yourself in those areas. And that's why standing near a wall is a nice thing to do, especially if you're feeling unsteady. Let's take 3 more breaths. And exhale. Come out with control. Just going to have you go ahead, take a seat. And go ahead and lie down on your back. You can go through a boat pose if you like. A little brief growth pose. And bring those knees towards your chest. And away. Let's go ahead and put our feet down to the mat. Close, comfortably close to your bum. Take a little flowing bridge here, rolling bridge. You can start with your hips. You can add arms right away. As you lift both together, exhale, lower them down. Inhale. And exhale. All right, inhale. Exhale, take those arms down underneath you. Maybe clasp those hands underneath you. Tuck those shoulder blades, find a little more lift. And exhale. Lower your hips down. And as you do that, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. You can take a lift of your head towards your knees. Little tuck pose, just get yourself in a nice little ball. Take those arms and legs up and overhead. Relax those. And take those legs down. Lift your hips, shake them out. Go ahead and take one leg down, other leg up, going to flex again maybe. Cross the ankle over the thigh. We can do a little supine pigeon here today. You can keep it nice and simple just by crossing ankle over thigh and asymmetrically moving the knee away without strain. You can draw those knees closer by keeping your spine long. So your tailbone's pretty much on the floor, your head, your shoulders are on the floor. And you're gonna rock a little bit here. You can even use a strap to put around the back of your leg to draw it in that way. Let's drop knees to one side. I've got my right leg crossed. I'm dropping them to the left for a little bit of a twist here. You can reach your ankle there, that's foot that's sitting on the floor, or you can just kind of grab that ankle, draw the knee away. Again, think about drawing isometrically away and taking a little stretch of your other arm. Gaze going away. Just take a diagonal stretch of your body here. One more big breath. And come back to center, uncross the leg, kind of shake things out. And take it to the other side. So just keep it simple. If you want more sensation, draw in. You always have that foot of the flexed leg, have that engaged, that ankle engaged, so you're keeping your knee safe. So find some little movement here, little circles. And then for that final twist, foot, knees drop to the other side. And that nice diagonal stretch here. Think about one or two more nice big breaths. Again, that knee drawing away as you hold the ankle. Right, back to center. Uncross those legs. Take your final little choice of what you'd like to do. You can take That inversion, just legs overhead, and put that block under your hips. You can take a happy baby. Maybe simply a happy baby today might be a good one. Another big opening of the hips. Your hands can be behind your thighs. And rock things out. Nothing really has to be terribly static and held in place, especially in a little short class like this. So rock it out, soles of your feet pulling up toward the sky. And again, your spine is long here. So when you're ready, you just kind of melt into Shavasana. Take your final pose. I just kind of transition into supine cobblers for a couple breaths. That's just my choice. Settle into your pose, melt into the mat. Let your feet flop open if you've got your legs out. Drop your head side to side just a couple times. And let your palms relax open. And notice how you're feeling. You're welcome to stay where you are for a few more moments. If you're ready to come up, you can find a little movement in your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. And come up to a seated position with hands at your heart. So just make it your practice. Have a great rest of your day and have a peaceful day.